The most frequently asked question we get around buyer personas is, how many do I need? How many do I need? And this is probably the biggest thing we try to take on with our 5 Rings of Buying Insight, because most people approach the buyer persona issue like this. Well, Adele, we've been going to market by industry, and we're in 5 industries. Or we've been going to market differently, whether, we're a global company and we do business in, EMEA and Asia Pacific and Latin America. And, so we've got 5 different geographic regions, and that's how we go to market. Or we're going to market by company size. We sell to small businesses or large enterprises or mid-market companies, and that's how we go to market. And then as soon as people hear buyer personas, what they hear is, okay, now I need to go to market. In addition to that demographic segmentation, I need to add job title or role to the way we go to market. So let's just take industry. We used to go to market, we had 9 industries. And let's see, in each industry there's like a C-level buyer, and then there's more of a technical buyer, and then there's kind of a user buyer who's involved. So let's see, that's 3 times 9, 27. Okay, so now we've got 27 buyer personas and 27 ways to go to market. I can't do it. I'm frozen. I'm stopped. I'm stuck. I'm not going to do this. Because how could I build 27 different versions of my content? It's impossible. And here's the good news, you guys. It's completely unnecessary. So when you take the 5 Rings of Buying Insight and you interview your buyers about what persuades them to choose you or your competitor or the status quo, what you find out is the differences between them are far less significant than you think. We're just delivering a huge project, and the client insisted going into that project that they had 3 buyer personas. And this always happens. People come to me and they say, oh, there's 3 buyers and they're very different based on this and this and this. And we go, okay, let's start with that assumption. But what then we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to do the interviews, and we're going to find out what the buyers say differently with respect to their priorities, their success factors, their barriers, their decision criteria, and their journey. And then we're going to decide how many differences there are, and that's how many buyer personas we need. So let's just look at what happened with the persona you just saw for Amanda. So I called out that there was an agency version of Amanda and an in-house version of Amanda. There were 15 answers across those 5 Rings of Insight that were identical. They responded exactly the same way. For the agency marketer, there were 4 things that were unique to them. And for the in-house marketer, there were 2 things that were unique to them. How many buyer personas do we have? Is this 2 buyer personas, or is it 1? And the answer, did Marcus say the answer is always it depends? So the answer is, what does it depend upon? It depends upon you looking at your solution, your business strategy, and saying, can we target some insight that our buyers have in common, and focus our content and our message around something they have in common and persuade both of them equally as well? Or, in fact, would we generate more revenue if we went out and built more content separately just for the agency marketer, because we can do something about one of those 4 issues better than anybody? So let's build a separate persona and a separate set of content. Does this make sense? It's probably one of the most difficult things to communicate around buyer personas. You need fewer than you think, generally by at least a half. People generally need at least half as many buyer personas as they think they need.